Oh man, this is great.
Hey. Whoa.
Do we make it happen?
Hey.
No.
Ho ho. Space Jam.
Oh.
Ride the whip.
Hey.
Can I do like an intro? You do an intro? Is that something you do?
You can do the intro if you want.
Alright.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? It's Action.
Something like that. Oh my gosh. It's my sitting height, brother. I think we're on. Are we on?
We could be. We could very well be live right now.
I think we're live.
Yes.
Are we alive?
Yeah, we're live.
I'm alive.
But-
Sure. You just like can't even.
Brian, you
I'm
said you
alive.
wanted to do the intro, man.
All right, cool. Come on and slam and welcome to the jam. I'm Brian Prince. Welcome to STS.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
All right. I hope they got that. That's good. I'm gonna do it once.
That's it?
Yeah. You know, there's a Space Jam reference.
All right, welcome guys to the first live episode of STS. Today, I'm actually watching this right now as we're recording, just trying to figure out if this is working. If it's not working, let me know on the live chat.
Text me.
Got some of you guys on here. I'm trying to keep up on this chat here to see if this thing's actually working. If the audio is good or not. We don't have lab mics or anything today. We're using just one camera, one microphone. Next week, 2 cameras, better microphones, maybe more cameras in the future. We are not going to do any more pre-recorded episodes of STS. It's going to be live from now on. But the setup we're using today, and the reason we're testing it out with this, is because tomorrow is the Western Parkour Championships here in Seattle, featuring these 2 fine athletes
Yeah.
who brought on to talk to us about. But before we get into that, we got some news that we're going to talk about. And it's Motus Projects and Giles. 2 weeks ago, I think it was, they released their Origins video. And this week they put out their behind the scenes. Daryl, which one did you like better?
I mean, being an athlete, I liked the video better. Like, just 'cause
Really?
I don't know, I like all the action. I just liked watching it. I thought it was a really, really well put together project. But I mean, the behind the scenes was pretty legit too. I mean, just like getting to. It was a little weird listening to the kids talk about it. Like, they were so nonchalant talking about all the huge stuff that they're doing. It's like, oh yeah, I just did this double saw. I just did this double saw. He's like, I just did this double side, and it was the easiest thing I've ever done. And then I just comboed into it, and it was just easy still. And it was like huge. I don't know how tall these kids are, but like, that looked like a
They
pretty
look
fit.
like they're about 14, 15 years old.
And they're, hey, look, all I'm saying is that drop that kid did take, like, looked pretty huge. And he talked about it like it was just some easy stuff.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's part of that's camera mentality, though. Like, if you're like, oh, how did you feel? You want to like sound modest. I don't know. Sorry, I'm not defending.
I don't know. I thought it was awesome. I just thought that was awesome. I thought the whole project was awesome, and the behind the scenes was pretty good too. But if I had to pick which one I was gonna watch over and over again, I'd totally pick the actual video.
one?
Yeah.
The actual
the-
video.
Tom, what about you?
I have the exact opposite feeling about it. Not that I didn't like the action edit. I thought the action edit was awesome, but the behind the scenes, the action edits come out every week.
Yeah.
Action edits are on Instagram. Action edits are everywhere. What you rarely see is that behind the scenes look at what goes into filming a project like that. And I think in particular it touched me because it is the origins that it's in lease. I loved watching all the old documentaries,
They're oldish.
relatively old documentaries.
Yes.
Actually, even going back to the Yamakaze documentary, going back to, I really liked Pilgrimage. I watched that a million times. I watched the Monkey's Back with Stefan Vigro at least 50 times. So, and those are all like longer videos that really inspired me to get into the sport in the first place. And so I really like seeing that kind of stuff, and I feel like that can have the same effect on the future generation just by seeing that. And it brings it back to, like, there's so many kids nowadays that don't even know that Lease is the name of the place that parkour was founded in,
No, that's very true.
So
It's weird. It's always weird to me when they can't pronounce Don DeLoc. Like the Damie do Lake. It's the lake, right? It's not the structure. It's the lake.
The more we talk about it, it's like crazy thinking that we're at that point where we are like, oh, the kids don't even know.
Yeah.
But then it's just
I was
Back
a
in
kid.
my day.
I mean, I was a kid watching that.
Yeah.
I was a kid when I was 12 when I watched Jump London.
yeah.
Like 12 years old.
How old
So,
are you now?
23.
Okay.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Youngin.
Yeah,
Ugh.
right? So, I mean, I was a kid. I was like, I'm going to go there next year. 11 years later.
Save up my pennies.
Still haven't been there.
Someone's checking up for live. So.
Oh, okay, cool. All right.
I don't know.
Request.
Yeah, we're good.
Oh, we're good.
Someone
live.
said high
Alive.
five or slap Ryan.
Oh, slap me? Really? Whatever. No, I ain't even hating. I'm gonna take that
I wonder if they know you.
No,
Who do you own?
the video, no, I really liked it. I really liked the action edit. I really agree with Tom on this, like a lot, because it's not that the action edit wasn't good. No, it was phenomenal. But there's so much content out there right now. It's hard to almost distinguish some of it in terms of like in the memory that you have. Like, oh no, that was cool, but that was cool too. That's cool. You know, a lot of people are putting out some really powerful stuff at the same time. But I'm a softie, so when it comes to like the why we did it, I really connect with that, and I really felt that way with the making of, because I watched them back to back. You know, you told me about them, and so like I watched the action, I was like, oh, this is really cool. I like the Lee Spot stuff, it's good. But then I watched the making of, and I was like, oh man, like, and it like got me excited, and I actually like wanted to train really bad when I was watching it, and it made me feel the same feelings I had when I watched like the Lee's like traveling videos, like the Northern Parkour one. That's one of my favorite videos, and like, I don't know, when they throw that little bit of heart in there, I was like, oh, yeah, this is good. And so that really stuck with me a lot. Now I'll probably end up watching the action edit more because it's, you know, it's shorter. It's like gets you hyped, but I don't know. I really liked the making of video a lot. So
I think I definitely feel the same as Brian and Tom with that. The behind the scenes was just I want more sometimes. I want more about, particularly when they talk about preparing for challenges and things, but also in that video they talked about the state of lease and how things are getting damaged, how there's not a respect for the space. How important do you think that is for parkour, Tom?
Oh, it's super important. Like, I mean, like, that's the birthplace of parkour, and there's like a bunch of kids that are going there and just ruining the spot. It's like story of any existing community. I feel like it has the potential for the same type of thing happening. Not just in Lease. I don't think it's unique to Lease, but I think it's especially important in Lease. I mean, because we've already lost spots. You know, they've already demolished spots.
Foxhall is gone.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. Actually, in Vancouver, I don't know if you know, there's like a couple no parkour signs that are popping up.
Yeah, the alley
Yes.
called the alley spot, which is the dumbest name, but
Between
yeah, they find. Well, I've seen that in other cities too, where they have no parkour signs, and we got our first one.
I'm just saying that's progress in a way. Because they know.
They know who we are.
You kids out here doing the parkours.
No, but imagine at the Place de Chevreuse they like put up a no parkour sign and they actually start enforcing it, or like they put, or like they. I mean, Dom du Lac has been like closed for years, but
people keep
you know, I mean, it's at the end of Pilgrimage documentary, right? It's like talking about, well, you know, I clearly trained there multiple times, but is it ethical for me to be jumping the fence? You know?
I don't know, that for some reason reminds me of like years ago when you'd find like a really dope spot and you put in like a video and people are like, where was that? And you're like, I don't even want to tell people. It's not that you're like being, I mean, yeah, a little bit you're being selfish, being greedy, but like, it's, you know, like somebody goes there, they're not respectful, they're reckless, they're dangerous, and then like they kind of ruin it for everybody, but I don't know, it's the scales of it, you know, but no, no parkour signs are no fun. But at the same time, we are being recognized. We're recognized.
They know us.
You know what
now.
we're doing. We're not just like those crazy jump off Ruby guys. I mean, we are, but we have a name, I guess.
We had a super old lady. Super old security guard. What is she gonna do? But she rolled up on us and she was like, "You guys can't do parkour here." And there was like a little bit. She was old. But there was like a little bit of like, oh man, and there was a lot of like, she said parkour to me just now.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I mean, I know it's like that's not a good thing, but that's why I was happy. Like I was like, you're right. Yeah. We're gonna leave. You're being polite, but you're right. It is parkour.
That's
you're
right.
correct. So
all right, so Giles is actually taking it upon himself to try to make a difference, at least in Lease, basically painting the walls and maybe fixing up some of the damage that's been done by people doing parkour on the spots. So you can, I don't think you can donate yet. I think Giles will have a donate link up soon, but by purchasing some of the new Motus Origins gear, some of the, I'm not sure if it's all of it or some of the funds are going to that repair effort. I was going to say relief effort.
Definitely partial.
Yeah, partial funds. I'm sure he's still got to make some money back from those shirts, but that's one way you can help out and get some pretty cool looking gear. So yeah, buy some Origins Motus stuff.
Support lease.
It's a good cause.
Support lease. Yes.
Yeah. Before the lease runs out.
So actually, one of the reasons why Giles.
Sorry. We live. Make funds.
Yes.
It's bad. It's bad.
Well, one of the reasons why Giles is actually unable to do that right now is he and the Storror guys are in a bit of trouble in Hong Kong.
No.
Wait, he's there too?
So this all kind of came about with they're filming Roof Culture 2 in Hong Kong.
Roof Culture Asia.
And Max Cave did this extreme death factor stride, and that video went viral. And there's actually some mixed reactions even within the parkour community about this. I'm actually curious, Brian, what do you think about posting that sort of thing, about like really high up jumps?
I don't know, it's tough because it's like I feel like it depends on. Okay, I'm never gonna do that shit. But like, okay, curse on here.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm never gonna do that shit. But like I do enjoy seeing it. Like when I see Max do it, I'm like, oh cool, you know, it's dude expressing what he does. Like I don't feel like Storror's ever outwardly been like, we're representing parkour. What we do is parkour. It's more like what we do is what we do. That's how I've always looked at it. But I'm not gonna lie. Like, you know, I work in a gym. I do know the realistic implications of putting that shit out and being like, oh hey, look at this cool thing I did. You know, the more views that gets, the more someone's gonna look at that and go, oh, if I do something like that, I'm gonna get some views. So yeah, there is like a risk that comes with it and a responsibility that kind of inherently comes with it. But you know, where is the line of telling? Like, because at what point does it become censorship? Like, at what point is it like, you know, you're representing this thing whether you want to or not? And, you know, like, does he have to be like, oh well, ooh, I don't know. It's a tough call. I think with them, I kind of expect it, but I don't know. I'm gonna say like keep doing what they do, honestly.
So what are people saying, like the negative reaction? I haven't really paid attention, but like are they asking, like, are they saying like, oh, like he shouldn't be filming this and putting it up, or he shouldn't be doing it?
It's not always clear, but there's been one or two posts I've seen on. So of course there's more people who I think in parkour share something like that. I'm like, this is awesome, and then there's a bunch of general public viewing it, and there's all sorts of like just crazy comments about it. People saying like things about no one should do. People will try to copy that, and then people are super mean and shoot back with things saying like, well then, you know, natural selection. There was seriously on Bleacher Report. I shared that it was shared on Bleacher Report because that's huge, because everything else on Bleacher Report is like basketball, like major sports, and then all of a sudden parkour clip. It's pretty crazy. So huge exposure. But what I've seen from parkour people sharing it is mostly just, wow, this is crazy. And then there's a couple of people that posted and just say ugh, ... or something.
Right.
You know, so I don't know what their problem is, but
so I haven't seen these ones, but like the people that are saying ugh, right? It's like it's like when you saw David Bell do the manpower gap.
Yeah.
What did you think?
Yeah.
What I thought was, holy crap, that's possible.
Yeah.
You know,
Awesome.
and it was inspirational. You know, I still have yet done like a huge, massive roof gap, you know, in my training. I haven't really had much of a desire to. I mean, there's other things that I'm interested in pushing at that kind of level, but definitely, you know, haven't done massive height drop roof gap or what Max did, which is like narrow roof stride.
And
I almost wonder if it's people faulting, you know, Max Cave, who's, you know, young, somewhat reckless, and like, oh well, we can't fault David Bell because he's the master. I don't know,
Yeah.
Daryl, what do you think about that?
I don't know. I mean, I think like if you pay attention, so like from what I know about Max, like that's almost all of what Max does. Like if you pay attention to everything that Max does, just scroll through his Instagram. Like that's all he does. Did you see that huge tack stride he did? That like tack roof gap he did?
Yeah.
Like he had to stride. There was no wall for him to tack off of until he eventually like probably like 8-9 feet later got to it. Then he tacked and then he traveled another like 7-8 feet like to the next roof. Like, you know what I mean? That's what Max does. That's not just like some dude out trying some stuff because he's a daredevil. Like that's what Max does. So I think you kind of have to like, you have to look at it as like, what is his history as an athlete? Like he's not, you know, he's not some guy that's just a tricker that hopped into parkour and then decided I'm gonna do this huge thing because it's gonna get me mad views. Like that's what he does. That's what he trains. That's how he trains. So like you can be pretty confident that Max is going to do something like that competently, you know. So I feel like, I don't know. I understand that people's first reactions of not actually knowing who he is or not seeing much of his media because you don't see him a lot out there. Like, you know, like I understand people looking at that and seeing like, oh my god, this guy's crazy. This guy's like he's making us look like daredevils, which I don't like either. But
it's like those Russian roof dudes.
But that is what Max does. Like he's not up there just walking on something high or hanging off it because it's ballsy. He's doing it because that's his style of training. That's what he does.
It makes me think of the original Roof Culture video and how like, you know, like the similar like the Motus thing we had now. We had the action video and it had like all the clips, all the stuff in it, and then we had the 20-minute, you know, behind the scenes. And it was really cool seeing like this was scary, this is, you know, gotta build up to this. You see the attempts, you see like the mindset of what they're doing, why they're doing it, and it really brings to light a lot of exactly what you were saying. It's like you see like they are skilled, they've done this before. Whereas I think that's the scary thing with like Instagram clips. It's 15 seconds, or now a minute maybe, but it's this short clip of this one thing, and it's so easy for people to look at that and just assume like this is some dude that just walked off the sidewalk and then jumped off this building. And it's like, no man, it's like this guy is a professional in what he does, but you know it's hard for you to see that, especially when it goes viral and it's being seen by more than just the parkour community. You know,
that's the worst part of it, because it then like people look at it from this outside view and they don't see all of what went into it, like what you said, and they immediately think, because that's the big thing that goes viral, and that's the thing that makes them think that we're reckless and dangerous. And it's nothing against Max because he didn't do anything wrong doing that. It's just, you know, like that's just, I don't know. I don't think there's any way to avoid that, like unless the people do exactly what you said and they look into the things where, you know, there's the whole build up behind what got him to being able to do that challenge and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like nobody's gonna know that unless they look into it. They're gonna have their immediate reaction, and unless they look more into it, unless they delve deep into it, they're not gonna understand, and they're just gonna think those guys are daredevils. So it's not Max. Max didn't do anything wrong. Like I said, that's straight up what he does. That's just his style of movement. That's what he does. Like that's his regular forte.
Right. So as like a gym employee, like how would you convey that to like?
I would explain it to the kids. Like, I mean, I've had to do it before. I've had parents call me to tell me to ask me to speak to their children. Who actually this just happened this year. I spoke to a kid's parents and him. Actually, both of them, twins. About one of them did like 5 stories up, did a parking garage gap. It's super small. It wasn't anything huge, but I had to sit down and talk to him and say like, look, man, I know you're doing this because you love Storror and you love all these other guys out there that are doing this, but you have to understand, like, you know, they have years and years of training and they didn't just start up there. And, you know, it's understandable that kids don't see that danger because they've never experienced it. However, like, you know, a professional of that stature, like Max or like anybody in Storror, has had years and years and years to build up to that point. They did not start there. They started somewhere low and they worked their way up. Yeah. You know, so that's how I explain it to them. I let them know that there is a progression system to doing things like this, and if you want to get to the pro level, you don't start there. Nobody starts great. Yeah. You work your way up, you know, and then it's competence and confidence, not just balls.
That's dope.
All right. So just to wrap this up, they actually did become a bigger thing though, because the Hong Kong police are after them now, and they've had to black out their social media, and because apparently they're being tracked or whatever. So
yeah, they're being followed by Hong Kong police on like all of their every social media platform.
That sounds like Storror.
So they just black out.
So it definitely does become a bigger thing, and unfortunately a negative thing when it gets to that level. Yeah. And I don't know what the solution is. Eventually, I think if they're doing these things, like say say they were sponsored for this tour,
Okay.
and they had a license to jump on those buildings,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have this problem,
Yeah.
right?
So it'd be reckless.
You would
though.
still have the same viral videos, like that could be made the same, but they wouldn't have trouble with the police. And I think that's the tricky thing about parkour right now is we're still on the fringe, you know.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
Well, if they did their filming through BBC, like Jump London or Jump Britain, it'd be the same thing. It you know, they would do Jump Hong Kong, and it would be like, but it would probably be on landmarks and not just like high
Yeah,
points.
well, and they may not be able to film exactly what they want to do and do it and do it. So I'm in support of them doing what what they're doing.
I think
as long as their intention is to be respectful to the people of Hong Kong, to the Hong Kong parkour community, not breaking the buildings, testing surfaces, things like that, which I'm sure they're all doing. So
Yeah, I think attention's a really big point. Like, well, I like what you say because it's like, oh, if they were licensed to do it, it'd be fine. But it's like, but they're still doing that crazy stunt. People are still seeing it. Like, we're still almost on the same thing. But there is that level of like legality and respect that comes with that. But I don't know. It's kind of like the Storror brand at this point. It's what they do. I'm not saying that it's what they do. So it's whatever. But it's it's expected from at least me and the community. I don't know.
Well, they're not the only ones, and parkour is not the only sport either. Like like this, like even though there are sports out there bigger than ours, there are people. I mean, if you guys have ever watched the show Robin Big, if you guys have ever watched that, that's why Big is there. He is Rob's private security. They will. I mean, this is awful, but they will cut bolts to like chain fences, go into schools, and then like they got millions behind them. They got Monster, they got like Rockstar, they got Red Bull, and all these people backing them, and they still gotta like trespass because they can't get licensing and stuff like that.
The interesting thing is the skateboarding analogy. Skateboarding is inherently countercultural, whereas like parkour is like kind of halfway. It's not like fully in the counterculture. It's like almost like wants to be mainstream, but like because of the nature of the way it's practiced, because it's very similar to skateboarding, it has to be counterculture. It's like there's almost like I run the risk of like being criticized for this, but like there's a lot of trespassing that happens when you do parkour. Especially it depends on where you're living. Some places there might be a lot of public areas. Like actually Seattle's a good example of where you don't really have to trespass to do parkour, but a lot of places you do. Like
California,
Atlanta,
all the time.
So so it's like this weird like space that I think parkour falls in, which is this this desire to be like a mainstream like movement art, and then on the side it's this countercultural sport, like extreme sport, and it's kind of fighting like the blend, right?
It's like it kind of doesn't know. I'm not saying that, whatever. Like, in a way, feels like it almost doesn't know which way it wants to go. Because it's like, if you look at the beginning, there's a bunch of French dudes being like, well, let's jump on this roof, and then like a bunch of British people doing the same thing. But then, like, along the way, it became that thing. I was like, no, it's great. And then it's always been in that weird, like, uncanny valley of, like, is this countercultural, or is this, like, trying to be CrossFit? Like, what are we, in terms of, like, mainstream? But
I think when, David and the Yamakaze, they developed parkour, it became this, like, it already was countercultural just because it was so new, and because it just is like nobody else was jumping on buildings. And then like they sort of developed this, and then as much as they wanted it to be like more legit, it just can't. Especially at that point in time, right? And so now it's almost gotten to the point where it's like this battle between the counterculture and the mainstream.
I'm not trying to sound pessimistic, but I don't know if it's ever going to get to that point. I mean, maybe if there's like, I don't know, maybe if there's enough money in it, like we can get licensing to go on places, like to go in places and stuff like that. But
so tomorrow.
It's like that.
That transition though.
We are we are permitted
to
have a parkour competition at Waterfront Park in Seattle. And Parkour Visions they've been working for almost a decade to build these kind of relationships, right? So tomorrow we got this big event. It's going to be on real structures outside in front of the public and everything. I want to talk about what athletes we're looking forward to see because it's actually pretty stacked. So Brian, we'll talk to you first. Who's going to be joining you on the speed podium?
Oh, it's like that.
Yeah, it is. No, it's good. No, yeah, you put me on the spot like that. I don't know. It's gonna be a good competition. I actually haven't seen a lot of the roster myself. I do know like Jimmy Davidson's gonna be competing. I'm really excited to see him run. I mean, this is biased because I see Jimmy a lot. I see him every week at Parkour Visions, but like I train a lot of speed core stuff with Jimmy, and I think he's packing a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't really expect of him. Like he's fast. He's a fast guy. He makes really good steps, and he knows what he's doing. I'm really excited to see how he does. I'm also really excited to see how Jake runs it tomorrow, because it's going to be different than the last few competitions we had. It's going to be outside, and it's not that like it's still going to be on built structures. It's going to be safe, but I mean, I'd be lying if I didn't think that being outside adds a little bit mentally to the game. So I don't know. Like I'm really not sure like what to expect out of this competition tomorrow. To be honest, I mean I'm gonna win, but I'm just playing.
Okay, he kind of played it safe a little bit. Daryl, who's joining you on the speed podium tomorrow?
Oh dang, me, myself, and I. I'm kidding. I don't know, man. I'm actually like I've only gotten to see Sid. You guys may know him as Seth Muffinson. I've only seen Sid run one speed course, but like I've seen him run. I see how powerful he is. I see how fast he is, and I'm really looking forward to running against him. But I'm really looking forward to like just watching him go in the first place. And actually, Oliver is a freak to me. I remember at NAPC, he was like, how would you navigate this course? And I told him like thinking I'm talking to a kid, and then he goes out and he does it. And I'm like, oh,
right.
Oh. Oh, it's that fast. Oh, you can be that fast. So I'm really excited to see Oliver and Sid actually go out there and crush it. I think that, like I said, I think Oliver's a freak. So I don't.
Both those kids are under 20.
I don't have anything to say. Oliver's 16, yeah. Yeah. I don't have anything to say technically about Oliver that I've like picked out aside from the fact that he has freak jumps.
Mm-hmm.
But Sid I've seen move, and I've seen him he's very, very, very quick and like super efficient. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited to see him hopefully avoid any mistakes and just actually focus and run through the course, because that's going to be a hard competitor in the first place right there. So
yeah, Oliver's going to be pretty good tomorrow, because how he did in the spring, he was injured on all that. Like that was him running with like a messed up arm, and like and he still just smoked the course.
Tom, was he second?
Came in second.
Okay.
Spring Classic.
Injured.
That's what I'm talking
So yeah,
about.
Oliver.
Actually, no, not just injured, but also hadn't been training for a little while.
He's
Skating.
training like here
That's
and
what
there,
I'm
but
saying.
Yeah.
He was like
He's a
skateboarding.
freak, that kid.
Okay, so who are your top guys now?
So yeah, I think it's a toss up. There's so much talent coming through with the speed. My boy Daryl right here. I haven't seen him run a speed course in a while, so I'm not sure if it's just gonna look pretty or if it's gonna actually just be fast. So
It'll be one.
It would not be pretty.
It'll be one or both.
One or both. Okay.
Pretty speed course guy over here.
Also somebody that none of you guys mentioned, but David Rangel.
Oh yeah,
Drangle.
that's my. Hey, look! I can't be talking about my team. I can't be talking about my crew.
Yeah, David showed up to the Spring Classic and I thought he did really well. He just couldn't quite. Wait, did he make the podium?
He was third.
He was third place.
He
Yeah.
just got his medal.
So yeah, nice.
Nice. The mail those.
Cool. Oh wow. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing everyone else run. But I guess those are the two people that I'm.
I want to be surprised. That's what I want.
Hey, thanks.
I want someone
I
to
actually
kinda
don't
know
even know everyone else is who else is competing. Like like you mentioned Jimmy. I'm really looking forward
I didn't know
to seeing
Jimmy was
him
coming
and
in.
Jake and Sid and Oliver and yeah. So it's gonna be a pretty stacked speed competition, and yeah, I think it's a toss up. I think Sid has a lot of potential there. he's just kind of struggled with speed course competition in the past, just making like little mistakes. So if he can keep his course strategy just like exactly what he plans, I think he'll do really well. So yeah. Do you have any picks?
I do somewhat. It's almost like a top 5 order, but if I have to be, I don't actually think the courses tomorrow, knowing what the courses are, I don't think they favor Oliver. Ooh.
Really? Why they like
I think they favor. I think they favor really all around, particularly because there's some climbing involved. There's some tricky stuff. Well, not big climbing, but there's some wall passing involved, some tricky stuff. So it's not just all jumps. So I like Daryl. I like Sid, and I like Jake. However, all three of you guys are kind of hit and miss when it comes to speed competition.
I know that.
It's that pressure,
So
though.
if you run the courses the way I know you guys can run them, yeah, those are my top 3.
My strategy is not even kind of a secret. It's go out there and run it as fast as you can. I mean, my main flaw in like speed courses has always been looking at the other times, and that's like I'm like I gotta beat that, like as opposed to like, hey man, just go out there and be quick. You know what I mean? I mean, that's for those of you out there that don't know. That's how I got injured in 2014 at NAPC, and I'm not still like recovering. I'm still strengthening from that. That was a serious injury, and you understand how serious injuries like that are, you know. But
do you feel like tomorrow is like a kind of a redemption for you, or a chance at redemption?
Yeah, I could say that. Kind of. I told you, I think over like text, that I wasn't like, I was just coming to do the speed because I really wanted to do the speed, but like did not to like harm anything, but like even if I make it through, I'm not probably gonna do speed at NAPC. My goal actually is like style and obviously skill, because I'm already in for skill. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I super enjoy speed comps, so this could be a redemption for me. I'm not gonna say it until after it happens. Then I'm gonna act like it was planned, like the whole time.
Oh man, you heard it here.
Okay, so we also got to talk about the ladies. So actually today, I think I've been CC'd in three or four emails of last minute entries from women for this competition.
Okay.
But out of who you know of, who are your top picks or top pick for female competitors?
Alyssa Serva. Alyssa Serva 24/7. I spend so much time saying like, no, this is why she is the future. And I told her that she's the future. And I'm not trying to give her a big head, but like,
Yeah.
she's that girl's quick. She is quick, she's powerful, and I think that's our winner. That's just my opinion. My opinion's right. All right. what do you got?
Yeah, I think you're on point. I think it was. I don't know anybody that that's. I mean, I actually don't even know the full female roster. So I would say that Alyssa will very likely win.
Yeah, I mean, unless one of those surprise people is Tam, I'm gonna be honest. I think it's gonna be Alyssa. Like if Tam was up here, I'd be like, you know, Tam's fast. So, but Alyssa Servo, like, I've seen her run. Like you saw her in spring.
Yeah, I don't. For who I know that's showing up, I don't think there's an argument there. But she's already qualified for NAPC.
There you go.
Too, so it's kind of about. It's kind of going to be about who comes in next to her.
Julia Marza.
Ooh, shots fired.
She's already.
Shots fired.
I know.
I
I wanted to kill it. Love Mars. Mars is awesome.
I want to see more of that, by the way. Like, I want to see a serious contender for Alyssa. Like, I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen a huge one yet that I can recall at least.
Yeah.
But I want to see that.
I want to be surprised. I want someone to just be like, I'm here, and be like, ah, like that's.
She's blown me away.
She's got
too
competition
many
in other competitions.
Yeah.
But
Renee is pretty quick.
Oh, yeah,
She's
yeah.
I think they were actually really pretty tight at NAPC last year.
Mm-hmm.
So,
very close.
See the Renee face on the Sport Parkour League Instagram. I'm
that
running
photo.
so fast that I don't know if I can control my leg space.
So we also have a style event tomorrow. Daryl, you're doing style.
I'm
of
doing
course.
style, yeah.
All right, and that's kind of. I think you were saying you're coming out for speed, but style is
Style is
more you're
what
looking at doing.
That's what I want to. I would rather, if I can, get into style like here and then just be able to like go to NAPC and just like be prepared for both comps.
Yeah.
Kind of like, for the most part, kind of like last year-ish. Yeah, like that's. I also, this happens every time. I also was thinking, I thought, oh, I know Nate's in for style, but like he could just compete, and I like that competitive aspect, and then I find out that he's not competing. So the person that I want to like go against is not in it with me. But yes, I'm in for style.
So who do you feel like your other challengers are?
Who's in it? Skylar's in it, yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Skylar's got some skills.
Yo.
I watched Skylar get oddsed into a sit dash gainer, like in Montana. He got oddsed into it. He's like, I really want to do it, but it's so scary. And then he did it, and it was beautiful. It rivaled the one that I saw Daniela Baca do. Like, it was good. It was really good. I know he's in it, and I think David's also doing that.
Yeah. Ryan Kelly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't worked as much with Ryan, but I have actually been like working with David on it. So like, I think David's got some tricks you guys, not actual tricks, but some things you guys are gonna see that you guys haven't seen from him before. He's connecting things pretty well now. So.
Is Jake doing style?
Oh, if Jake does style, that's a different
I would
story.
be really interested in seeing Jake's.
I want to see Jake do style too.
Lincoln Powell.
I'm looking the most forward to Jake Smith. Because I always feel like freestyle doesn't have to just be about the flips. And I mean, you have the similar style too, where you can do big jumps that are just as difficult as doing a double cork or something, right? So I'm interested in seeing you and Jake. I shouldn't be saying this because I'm actually probably judging tomorrow, but what's up, Colin?
Oh, special guest star! What owner of this house? Colin McDonald.
Owner of Parkour, Colin McDonald's home. What's the address? Tell everybody live.
Place, Seattle, Washington, by the gym somewhere.
Well, be careful. You're gonna knock over our equipment over there.
Yeah.
Tom, who are your top 3 for style tomorrow?
Top 3? Do I have to pick the 3? I don't even.
Pick whatever you want, man.
All right. I'm not gonna say Daryl's name, just because
I'm right here.
I want him thinking he's an underdog.
I always feel that way.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm interested in seeing Jake's run. I wouldn't bet on him winning, but I'm very interested to see what he does. Who else we got? David I think is pretty talented in that realm. So I'm very interested to see how he performs. There's some other people that I don't think I've seen enough from to make the judgment, and so I guess we'll see. I guess my third pick would be Daryl.
Is Sid doing style?
I hope so.
Because Sid's got some.
I hope he
Sid's got
does, because I was gonna say Sid.
Sid's got some cool runs. So if Sid is doing style, that's gonna look good.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be fun.
I think if Sid's in style, honestly, I think he's gonna win. Like,
Nice.
It's just, look, man, look, I just can't, I hate you. But no, man, Sid's like, I've been watching him train. He's not only just full of surprises, but he stays. I don't know. His style is just really calm, and I think it's something that pays off a lot in a style competition. I feel like a lot of times when we think, oh, who's gonna win style, we think like, oh, who can like huck a quadruple, da 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 da. But then but yeah, that means Jack if they're walking over to everything, But I think Sid's one of those dudes that can link things together. So Sid in there for sure. Maybe Daryl's. Maybe
I don't like that
somewhere
guy.
in the,
I don't like that guy.
I'm just saying, look, man, I'm gonna podium first, and we can't, both be up there. I'm not at all. But other than those guys,
Brian's doing style.
Yeah.
Brian is doing style.
I did not consider this.
of course.
Hit that rail
I
dismount
didn't-
again.
I don't. Yeah, I'm doing
Brian
style.
is style.
Brian is 100.
I might do one backflip. But no, like seriously, like Ryan, David, both They're gonna be swinging hard tomorrow. I'm excited to see their stuff. I really don't know. Like I said, Sid. I think it's gonna be Sid. If Nathan was competing, I would just throw his name on the table. But Nathan. So I love you. Seriously, I'm sorry. Don't be
I don't love you. You've not competed with
Don't
me
listen to
twice
him.
now.
We love you. We all.
I think he hurt his foot.
He
guys.
did. He did.
Give him a break.
He's fine.
Yo, real quick, Colin. I got my boy Daniel Usher in Vancouver
Okay.
asking right now where he can find a full list of competitors for tomorrow.
The answer is you can't.
Oh.
Oh, it's
Take
a
that.
mystery.
But
But if you come back and check in tomorrow morning
there we go.
at around 11:30, you'll have a full list.
Oh yeah, Skylar.
Oh, all right.
The Bellingham
Saw,
boys.
dude. All right.
Bellingham.
Put Bellingham boys up there, man. B-boys. That's what we call them. We don't call them that.
Someone's saying they can't see us. Move the camera. Yeah, it's getting darker. I was afraid of that.
It's because Brian.
Again, like I said, guys, this is the first live stream we're doing when we're back in Vancouver. Oh wait, that was one of those jokes.
You guys get any cats?
Oh.
Yes, it was.
Oh.
I mean, that's not funny.
Daryl Stingley signing out.
Daryl,
I have to stay. I have to stay.
No.
I have to stay here though because it's my
I made the
job.
joke.
I totally fell for that, by the way. Anyway, but it is getting a little bit dark in here. You can see it is becoming nighttime in Seattle.
It's daytime in Seattle. I'm sorry.
It's almost 10 o'clock.
So this is our first live stream. Next week we'll be back in Vancouver. Every episode after this one for STS will be live streamed, but with multi cameras. We got lights, we got everything. It's gonna be epic. There's a cat on the table. Welcome to Colin's house, everybody.
All the equipment gone. Cat drops down at the table. All the equipment gone.
3 cats.
Okay, Daryl, what are you looking forward to most tomorrow?
It not raining.
Why would you say that? No, we said we weren't gonna say it. and
We
you
didn't
said
say
it.
anything.
Daryl.
Tom, what are you looking forward to most tomorrow?
Everything going as smoothly as possible.
On the behind the scenes side. Brian, what are you looking forward to most?
Anything that caters to a stride. That's what I'm looking forward to.
All right.
Tall people unite.
Extended
Tall trainings.
sprints.
That's right.
Okay, guys. So please check out the Motus project. Most projects or project? Project. Their Origins line. Buy some of that. Support the repair effort. I keep wanting to say relief
The
effort.
lease-
'Cause I'm used to
the
the
lease-
lease effort.
Lease Foundation, something foundation.
Yeah,
What
it's
is
the
it?
least you can do.
Also, pray for Storror, pray for Giles that they make it back all right. Tune in to Origins Parkour on YouTube tomorrow for the live stream of the Western Parkour Championships. We will see you guys there. Tom, please sneak under the table and turn off the camera.
Yeah, that's right. Blackout.
That didn't go as soon as possible. Oh, and hey, I finished my beer. Sweet.
I finished mine first.